Hello, 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 testing. Hello, check, check, check. Hello, hello, testing. Hello, 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 testing. Hello, check, check, check. Hello, 1, 2, 3. Hello, check. Hello, 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 1, 2, 3. Hello, check, check, check. Hello, hello, testing. Hello, 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 1, 2, 3. Hello, check. Hello, hello, testing. Hello, check, 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 check. Hello.
Good evening and a warm welcome to all of you. We will start the session with the invocation chant. I request our chanting teachers to come and chant the invocation chant, please.
श्रीकृष्णवागीशयतीश्वराभ्यां सम्प्राप्तचक्राङ्कणभाष्यसारम् श्रीनूत्नरङ्गेन्द्रयतौ समर्पितस्वं श्रीकृष्णमार्यं गुरुवर्यमीडे विरोधे कार्तिके मासे शतताराकृतोदयम् योगाचार्यं कृष्णमार्यं गुरुवर्यमहं भजे। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्। श्रद्धयाग्निः समेध्यते, श्रद्धया विन्दते हविः। श्रद्धां भगस्य मूर्धनि वचसा वेदयामसि। प्रियगुश्रद्धे ददतः, प्रियगुश्रद्धे दिदासतः। प्रियं भोजेषु यज्वसु, इदं उदितं कृधि। यथा देवा असुरेषु, श्रद्धामुग्रेषु चक्रिरे। एवं भोजेषु यज्वसु, अस्माकमुदितं कृधि। श्रद्धां देवा यजमानाः, वायुर्गोपा उपासते। श्रद्धागुं हृदयया कूत्या, श्रद्धया पूयते हविः। श्रद्धां प्रातर्हवामहे, श्रद्धां मध्यन्दिनं परि। श्रद्धागुं सूर्यस्य निमृचि, श्रद्धे श्रद्धापयेकमा। श्रद्धा देवानधिवस्ते, श्रद्धा विश्वमिदं जगत्। श्रद्धां कामस्य मातरम् हविषा वर्धयामसि।
गायत्री क्रम जगमन।
ॐ तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि। धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ तत्सवितुः सवितुर्वरेण्यं वरेण्यं भर्गः भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धीमहीति धीमहि धियो यो नः न प्रचोदयात् प्रचोदयादिति प्रचोदयात्। ॐ तत्सवितुस्तत्तत्सवितुः सवितुर्वरेण्यं वरेण्यगो सवितुर्वरेण्यं वरेण्यं भर्गो वरेण्यं भर्गः भर्गो देवस्य भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि देवस्य धीमहि धीमहीति धीमहि धियो यो यो धियो धियो यः यो नो नो यो यो नः नः प्रचोदयात् प्रचोदयान्नो नः प्रचोदयात् प्रचोदयादिति प्रचोदयात् ॐ तत्सवितुस्सवितुस्तत्तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं वरेण्यगो सवितुस्तत्तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं सवितुर्वरेण्यं वरेण्यगो सवितुस्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो भर्गो वरेण्यगो सवितुस्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गः वरेण्यं भर्गो भर्गो वरेण्यं वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य देवस्य भर्गो वरेण्यं वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य भर्गो देवस्य देवस्य भर्गो भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धीमहि देवस्य भर्गो भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि देवस्य धीमहि धीमहि देवस्य देवस्य धीमहि धीमहीति धीमहि धियो यो यो धियो धियो यो नो नो यो धियो धियो यो नः यो नो नो यो यो नः प्रचोदयात् प्रचोदयान्नो यो यो नः प्रचोदयात् नः प्रचोदयात् प्रचोदयान्नो नः प्रचोदयात् प्रचोदयादिति प्रचोदयात्
Thanks to our teachers. May I now request our trustee Sri Sridharan to come speak few words about today's chief guest, Dr. Jeyachandran.
गुरुभ्यस्तद्गुरुभ्यश्च नमो वाकमधीमहे वृणीमहे च तत्राद्यौ दम्पती जगतां पति श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः. Good evening. Namaskaram. Today we are continuing with the series of lectures which we call as TKV Desikachar Memorial Lecture. We have chosen 21st as that is the day on which he was born, 21st English date. And this is the third in the series of lectures. The first was the one in which the senior most disciple of Krishnamacharya and also the one who was associated with Krishnamacharya Yoga Mandiram for over 30 years, Mr. Suresh Rao did. That was the first lecture, September 21st. In October, Balu, we closely call him Balu Subramaniam, and he gave the lecture. And today we have Dr.P.Jeyachandran. To introduce Dr.P.Jeyachandran, I was trying to find out what I should talk about. He is actually a clinical psychologist and a special educator, and that is how probably we should, on the professional side, call him. And I came in contact with my teacher Desikachar in 81, 82, and around the same time, from that time, Dr. Jeyachandran, or even prior to that, he was in touch. So I also know him for the same period of time, around 34 years. Not on a daily basis, but we are still in touch. apart from the professional angle that he is a very, actually in the area of special education, he is an internationally acclaimed clinical psychologist and a scientist, to say the truth. But that apart, what is more important, the connection with yoga is, he is a yogi. Because we have some sutras which talk about some aspects of yogis. For example, in the first chapter, when it comes to certain sutras which talks about certain tools for bringing down the antarayas, impediments, we have got a sutra called Maitri, Karuna, Mutito, Pekshanam, Sukha, Dukkha, Punya, Apunya Vishayanam, Bhavana, Taha, Chitta Prasadanam. This is one of the sutras. In fact, we used to say that Ekatattva Abhyasa and Maitri Karuna does not have Va, which means whether or not it has to be practiced. So how to do this Maitri? Maitri means Maitri, friendliness, Karuna, compassion, Mudita, acceptance, praising, Upeksha, indifference. It is in relationship with to Punya, Apunya Vishayaha, Maitri, Karuna, Mudito, Upekshanam, Sukha, Dukkha, Punya, Apunya Vishayanam. So if somebody is in happiness, friendliness. Somebody is not in happiness, compassion. Somebody is doing something, punya, then mudita, happiness, upeksha, somebody is not doing. This type of this practice cannot be taught. We cannot say that, I will teach you mudita today, I will teach you compassion today. Actually, Dr. Jeyachandran is an embodiment of all these qualities. I'm telling you, I have had occasion to closely move with him also. He is an embodiment. Moving with him will give an idea about what is this Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, Upeksha. The way in which he is dealing with people in his own area, in the area of special education with children, the way in which he will be handling. For him, there is nothing like a disturbance, any time, any moment, he will be very happy to handle any problems. So I would say that from that angle he is an yogi. And even now, today we wanted to send him a transport to pick him up. He said, no, I will come on my own. And he comes as usual on his own. Very simple person, and nobody will be able to say no airs, and he doesn't carry anything with him. He is a very important scientist. In fact, some time back, about a few months back, when I was in Delhi airport, I saw him. I came from somewhere. He had come from abroad after doing some work somewhere, introduced his colleagues to me. But it will never be an air with him. He will never talk about this in a particular way. And finally, and in the second chapter, we have got some sutras like Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Brahmacharya, Aparigraha. He is an embodiment of all that. Ahimsa, we want to see the way in which he is dealing even in his profession. Satya, straightforward talk, always. Aparigraha, to my knowledge, he doesn't have even car. I'm sure about it. I don't know whether nowadays he is using a mobile. For a long time he didn't have a mobile. So with this, I would like to introduce a real yogi who is to be looked at, because just nowadays it has become asana and pranayama and to some extent dhyana. They are the part of yoga, but this part of yoga is something we need to imbibe. So I have great pleasure in introducing this yogi, Dr. P.Jeyachandran, and I don't want to stand between you and him. He will be now taking over and talk on his relationship with, he had occasions to deal with Krishnamacharya, our Parama Guru, and Desikachar. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Jeyachandran. Thank you for...
Thank you, sir. I now request our trustee Sridharan once again to honor our chief guest today.
I am very happy to be here, particularly in this hall, and I am also a little kind of confused when Dr. Balasubramaniam is here. What should I speak? Because he is such an authority, and Madam is also sitting there, and so I was a little confused, but all the time I must tell, many years ago we were discussing something, and you were in Thiruvanmiyur that time somewhere, Velacheri. So to see him off, it was around 12:30 or something night. I was going up to Adayar, and to see him off again he came up to Mandavadi. Then again went back to see him off at Adayar. So we were walking probably 3 o'clock. We parted, and that's how our relationship. You remember that incident, sir? Yes, yes. So lot of exchanges here in Mandiram, and when we were associated with Yoga Mandiram, and probably all those people working with us, I was taking help from all of them, all were considered to be genius in literary sense, but for others we were all cranky. That's how people viewed us, because we were deviant from many people. But apart from that, the topic, my association with Yoga Mandiram is nowadays, yes, we have to wait for when we travel through air, and they will say technical reasons the flight is delayed. That's how it's also delayed little bit. I saw the first slide. What happened? You get it? Do you have a chance to get it? No? Okay. You project it, but I will start. For about last 30 years, anywhere, wherever I go for some kind of lecture, I project this slide first. It's from Rig Veda, and it says, "Let noble thought come to us from every side." And I like this. You come here and you tell something, it should be noble, and I am also learned from you, definitely it is noble. And I always thought in Rig Vedic period there was no religion on this earth. Say about 3000 BC, there was no religion. Even Hinduism came and called by the Persians only in 6th century BC. That's what some historians are telling. And so the way in which what we followed, practiced in India, those people wrote that and kept it as a document for us to know how they were. And interestingly, even today, that is applicable. It's possible. We can practice it. Next one. Yes. Many people, many of us, including me, we thought yoga means immediately we think about Patanjali. And Patanjali, there are many controversies, but easily about 200 BC. But we know from all the ancient literature, we talk about yoga 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 years back. We talked about that. It's a way of living. That's the religion here. That's how I think. I'm not an expert to talk about all those things. And in Gita, they talk about 18 approaches. And yes, it is good. You know all the approaches, all those things. I strongly recommend the book Religious and Yoga. You study that, you are a master. You will agree that, but I think Religiousness in Yoga by Desikachar is a classical book. If you read that, probably what he described, you will become a yogi, definitely. Next one. Yes. I have not included Balu sir in this. I should have included. See, Patanjali, yes, we got information, lot of information, he codified that. And then our approach here, to my knowledge, is Nadamuni, who lived sometime in 6th century AD. And his book on Yoga Ragasya. And I still remember we were discussing about Yoga Ragasya, and this Krishnamacharya just narrated that. And we do not know, there are a lot of psychological theories, how you get the past information into your head without learning. That kind of skill he had, sometimes we call that savant skills, but very brilliant. But Balu sir told me, some places he has, wherever there was a gap, he has added that. Am I right, sir? Yeah. Maybe he is disagreeing in front of the crowd. Okay, that was a treasure. And if you see Yoga Ragasya, the departure from the classical thinking to the practical thinking is there. That's what probably we follow here. Yogacharya always said that he is from the family. That's what he told us. And Desikachar, of course, his son and disciple. And Anantanarayanan is one of his closest friends, and Sri Ram. As Sir said, we are working with children and persons with mental retardation. Now we call them intellectual disabilities. When we approached Yoga Mandiram for some help to help these children, Sri Ram Sir said, no, I will not enter into that field at all. No, I don't want. but he is the one who was teaching with our children for about 10 years. And then he moved to Germany, and there also he is teaching still now. So we have a kind of tradition from Patanjali to Balusar, I must say like that. Next one. Yes. We can go on talking about many things about the great Acharya. But few things I thought I must tell about him, our association with him. And always I tell everyone, all of us here, when he was alive, we have not utilized him fully. We have not, because there's a treasure. And I think there was a great poet by name Kamban who wrote Tamil Ramayanam. He said, I am a dog. I can lick the water. I cannot drink the water. Like that only, we have just licked some of the things what he threw here and there. Had we learned, maybe we could have done many more things. Next one. Next one. Yeah. The tape in those days, what I recorded, I gave it to Mandiram. I think they have misplaced it somewhere. I could not get it back. A conversation with the Krishnamacharya. I wanted to know from him how a Gurukulam should be, because we would like to handle our children with disability in a Gurukulam style. Then I asked him where the Gurukulam should be established. Always take it from anyone. Krishnamacharya will never answer. He will ask questions. He asked where Rama established his hut in the forest. I told all those things. You study, but you don't apply. That's how you have to select a place for your Gurukulam. Right? That's how, what he selected that. Then I asked him whether we can have girls and boys in the Gurukulam. Again he will throw you some questions. Where Shakuntala was? You give the answer, that is the answer for you. Then teachers are Gurukulam. Yes, both the Guru and Guru Patini, they were teaching the students. So there was no gender discrimination in those days. Why are you thinking all about that? Then I asked him, how many students you can have in a Gurukulam? How effective teaching will be? For that, he gave a straight answer. Our human body or the human being, we have 12 Shaktis, 12 energies, and easily we can handle 12. That's what he told. And I was thinking, Jesus Christ had 12 disciples, even one he could not control in that. Because I was recollecting 12, this 12 with that 12. Then other interesting thing is, I may have the photo somewhere, I have to take. He will ask us to practice asana, but he will be living on his easy chair. It's a kind of couch. Close his eyes very tightly. You are shaking your right leg too much. With great boldness, one day I asked him, and he said, you forget the sthira in yoga. In your breathing also there should be a sthira. The moment you exhale, we know your right leg is moving that much. Oh, I am yet to still comprehend that kind of thing. Then I am teaching some students in teaching the special children. One student got married 15 years, didn't have a child, and brought her to Acharya, and he even touched the hand, looked at her and said, "No, I know, you take lot of rice with the lentil, pongal, not sugar, that lentil pongal, for 15 days you come." She took that and came, and he said, "Now the acidity is reduced in your body." He could read the acidity level through the eyes. I was amazed. That is, in her system the acidity level was more, so she could not conceive. And when it is reduced, next month she conceived. And the whole family from Kerala came and gave their respects to the great Acharya. We can tell many things like that. Then I had a sinus all the time. Name any country in the world. I go there, I was treated for that, yet I will have sinus. So, after 3 years of association, I talked to the great Acharya and said, "I have this sinus problem. Now in Madras they say I have to operate that because my nose is little bent." They took x-rays for that. I could see that every day in my mirror my nose is bent. I need not take x-rays at all. But I asked him, "Can you help me?" And he said, "It took 3 years for you to believe us?" I said, "Yes, that's the truth." But now it's about 40 years, I am not taking any treatment for that sinus problem. This is a brief about Yogacharya. Like that, we can tell many things like that. This is a very controversial statement, but I thought I must put this. I requested Madam Kalusha somehow put this slide. This is B.K. Iyengar. That is his brother-in-law and his student. When he was 16, he had tuberculosis, B.K. Iyengar. Our Acharya treated him with the yoga asanas and he became all right, and he was supposed to be the flying yoga guru because all the time he spent most of the time in the plane. Once he gave a lecture in a school here in Mylapore. The lecture I attended, and Iyengar said, "I have invented or developed 2 new asanas." And on the way back, always I used to go with him as a kind of escort who I appointed myself an escort to Krishnamacharya. I went with him. On the way I was talking to him, how come he invented or developed new 2 asanas? In his character style he said, the mistakes on 2 people now. One, I didn't teach those asanas to him. The second thing, he has not learned that asanas without my teaching. Over. Answer is over. I was delighted to know that. And I cannot say that to him. He is a very short-tempered person. The next one. Yes. The magnanimity of Krishnamacharya. One of our students, Joseph, you know him, and that is this madam who is sitting here. When we first developed a manual for the special educators and the people work with intellectual disability, how to teach yoga, what are the asanas should be taught, we developed a kind of report. 77 to 80 we did the study, and we published as a report. So I went to Acharya and asked him, can we put your picture in the cover page? He said, bring that Amma. She was a little girl at that time, even now for us she is little, and bring that Amma. Why? She did the work. She should be with one of her students, that should be the cover page for that thing. You see the magnanimity. We have developed some papers, I don't want research papers, in some universities. The professor would not have known the topic, but the first name will be his professor name. Probably then they will say, alphabetically organize your name, my name Jay will come in the end. That kind of world, but this is real great. I was really appreciating him even today. It's magnanimity of Yogacharya. This is Desikachar, and he has had an advantage. He took all the best from his father and teacher, and he is basically an engineer, and he applied his knowledge in teaching that asana. Whenever I used to come for this Mandiram in the evening, he will come, we will be discussing, come out and see and say, TMS, you have a person. For you, there is a person with sinus, there is a person with stomach problem. Like that, without inquiring, on seeing that, Desikachar will tell, you have a case. You have a case like that. It was amazing how he developed the skill, I do not know. The next one, yes. With our personal, some of our colleagues, some students, they had juvenile diabetes, and I brought them to Desikachar, and he said, this is not replacement for your drugs. Do it, but we can reduce the drugs, but we cannot eliminate that. That's how he helped many people in blood pressure, yes, hypertension. I have a cardiologist living next to my house. After seeing few cases, what he referred, initially he stopped prescribing medicine for them and started sending them to Yoga Institute. That's then evidence that it is effective. Your practice is effective. Next one. Yes. Here I must get up. This is a boy by name Raju, and this is Joseph. These two boys you see in our yoga report as case study also, and we have a lot of cases, but this is too classical. When Joseph was one of our minister's son, state government minister's son. He was brought to us when he was 10 and a half, and I could smell he was coming. Very, because he never learned toilet skills. Just ease himself in the bed, the grandmother will clean everything, and everyone know and he was brought to us, and I'm a psychologist, as sir said. I was testing him, No one told me before that. I told him, okay, you please put this here. He looked at me and said, no. And I said, please put it pooh, on your face. I am a minister. You asked me to do all these things. Huh? But capable of doing some at the arrogance. Huh? And so we took him to the surgeon because the knee, he cannot bend the knee more than this. So he cannot squat on the Indian toilet. No one gave him a Western commode. And we took him to an orthopedic surgeon. Oh, minister's son, okay, you can pay 1 lakh. I will make him all right. And we were little worried. I brought him to Desikachar and he put him on the small little bed and bent his knees this and this way. No, I think we can improve him. He never said we will make him all right. I can improve him. You believe me, the same thing I tell everyone now practicing yoga, in 21 days he could squat, but of course with the 2 hand support in the rear. The parents said enough, we don't want any surgery. And this fellow, now I can use the toilet. See, great. Since he was so dirty, the family, children, no one was including him for anything. And in the school also, dirty fellow like that. Now he has learnt and he started attending the classes more, learnt more, and he has become like you and me. And function, in that function, Desikachar sir was also there, and he said, my first greetings to Desikachar, because he made me to sit. I learned everything from that. And the second to me and to this teacher, because they told me, we will make you travel by public transport. Though he is a minister's son, he said, I came by bus only. He got more applause than any other person, like that. So, he had that kind of skill. Desikachar had that skill. The first boy, Marwadi boy, we all love him. He comes to the school, all the teachers will be tensed because difficult to control him. If he is not in the school, all the teachers will be worried because he is not here. Because they enjoyed this boy. When he came to us, when I brought him to Desikachar, such a hyperactive boy, very hyperactive. Many of you may be knowing, in those days, 500 milligrams of largatil in the morning, 500 milligrams of largatil in the evening, even then he will be hyperactive. But he loved yoga. நம்ம அந்த பானையெல்லாம் செய்வாங்க பேர் என்னம்மா? Lalita. Lalita was teaching and Lalita will say, yes, Raju, don't turn your head right side. Immediately he will turn and say, Such a naughty boy, hyperactive boy. And whenever the family took him to this place, native place in Rajasthan, they have to sedate him and make him to sleep and took him in the flight. Thanks to Desikachar and the teachers who worked with him, in 2 years, no drugs at all. Hyperactivity reduced to the maximum. And he was like you and me, little bit even now, like that he will say, but it's acceptable in that level. So, marvelous. these two case histories made us to believe that yoga can definitely do good for these children, because 40% of children with mental retardation, now they call intellectual disability and autism, they have fits. And if you could reduce that, it's marvelous. You can achieve to many things like that. And now, this is, I will cut short because I see the watch only, we have very few little time. And our organization, Vijay Human Services, entered with the Krishnamacharya Mandiram. We thought simply saying yoga is effective, it will not go well with the scientific world. So we thought we will conduct a control study. We will conduct a kind of, nowadays they used evidence-based research, that kind of thing. We started that sometime in 77, and we completed the study in 80, but we followed it up till 83. And that's how, but I will cut short that and go like that. This I need not teach you. How we thought yoga will be helpful to our children. If you read our religiousness in yoga, you will have this definition: bringing two things together to meet, unite, causing the movements of mind to come together, enabling one's to achieve one's potential. Right. We thought our children with mental retardation, they have the problem of bringing the mind and the body together. And if the definition is true, it's a hypothesis, then we thought we will make all those things to focus, and they have some adaptive behavior deficits. If you do, definitely they will improve. This is how we thought. Then we did the kind of experiment. Next one, ma. Fast. Now we have to go. Now this is the problem. When we brought these children to Mandiram, Sri Ram sir and said, no, we cannot handle these children. No, it's a distraction. But we thought, then Desikachar decided, who is handling all these children? The special educators. So we will teach them. Let them handle these children. We will see how effective it is. Then we started training the special teacher trainees. They used to come to Mandiram and learn from all the teachers. And okay, next. Okay, these are all something I will just skip. We selected 20 teachers and we started training them intensively, both theory and practical laws of yoga, yogasana practice. And then we sat and with all the experts and yoga teachers here, we selected only 20 asanas. Why we selected 20 asanas? We have, some of you may say, know, a group of children called Down syndrome. Their neck muscle is very weak. Pelvic girdle is very weak, very soft. You can rotate the leg if you want. And if you put them into Sirsasana, the head will go into the chest. That kind of danger we anticipate. So we thought we will not teach Sirsasana, we will not teach Sarvangasana, and we will teach the other things which is will not have a kind of a bad effect or counterproductive to our thinking. And we took the therapist, neurologist, everyone, and we picked 20 asanas. Only within these we make a course and we teach. That's how we started. Then later it was reduced to 15, and again we added 3, and we made it at 18 asanas only we will select. Within that we make a course and we teach them. Why we made it 18? When we said, no, Sirsasana we will not teach. When we went down south to Chennai, in a school, one little teacher, now children, we are to Sasasana, all the children, about 20 of them, they did Sasasana. Then we thought we underestimate these children, underestimate the teacher's efficiency, effective teaching, and they could do that. Then I asked him how you did that. So against gradually fed and brought them to the center, and they could do that. So we learnt it from my own students, and we have included, and this is the background of the teachers. Next one. Yes. Total children selected, all the controls in the study, what we could do, we have done that. 63 dropped 13, the 13 were irregular, so we didn't take. Final sample 50, we thought it's very good sample, male 36, female 14. You must also think that always in disability the ratio is 1:3. Female affected only 1, the male 3. As genetically male are weak. That's how we study from the causative factors of disability. Age range, IQ, everything we control. Next one. Yes. What are the different associate conditions we had in that selection? 50. These are the different problems they had. Next one. Now, how many problems each one of them they had? Multiple handicaps like that. Next one. Fast. Okay. This all you know. Again you read religious and yoga. Sukha, sthira, posture, counter posture, adaptations, pranayama, rest. We are following this very faithfully, and we have, I think we have achieved a very big success. Next one. Yeah, this all leave. Okay, now I must tell you fast. Can I take 5 minutes more or something like that? Now, we know what are the strategies to teach these children regular skills. We know. We taught all the strategies to special educators, and the special educator use those strategies to teach asana. So it's easy for us to take it from them. So all these things. Next one, yeah. This is what. If you read again the religious and yoga and other textbooks, wherever you need, you give support for the person to do the asanas. And this support system, international level, came only in 2006, December. But we have been using that for a long time. Adaptation, that's a support, like that. And internationally, UN document says you give support to these children only in 2006, December 13th. Next one. Okay, these are some of the strategies we taught to the special educators or the people who handle the people with the disability. Fast. There are about 100 different strategies. Fast one. Move. Okay, down, fast. Okay. Now, this madam took some of the photographs, her skill. I cannot operate things that well as people do. Next one. Posture and counter posture. One. Support. Next one. This is where we scored. This is where we achieved. Okay. Now I will ask all of you, just for 2-3 seconds, You exhale, please, all of you exhale. How many people started inhaling? Huh? You can hold it for some time. After that, automatically you inhale. You need not. Automatically it happens. Some of you can do that long, some of you can. Children with intellectual disability, as they call, they may not understand what is breath. They may not know inhale. They may not know exhale. They may not know all those things. Hold it. They may not know. So, what we simply did is exhale. They may not know. So, we said make a sound ah, bend forward. Then after some time make the sound as ha, still long. Then after some time we made them to say om. Om, with asana, synchronizing that, and inhalation, exhalation took place, we got the result. Next one. Okay, rest. Yeah, interestingly, the rest, I do not know, the teachers will know. Some of the children sleep. When you ask them to do some movement and ask them to take rest, they love it and sleep. Just like that. That means the body probably required that much rest for them. And all those things I said, Sasasana, what not included later, we included that, yes. This is one of our, sir, you know him, you know him. Next one. Okay, the teacher is teaching fast. The selected asanas our children doing. Right, next. That was Joseph. After Desikachar's intervention, he could sit like this, enough. Then we also gave him the Western commode like that. And the children, now, I tell you, the whole India, there is a council called Rehabilitation Council of India, like medical council. Anyone who is working in the field should be registered with them. It's a kind of license. And I was chairing that committee, still chairing Government of India, that committee to regulate the training program in Government of India. I put this yoga, 25 hours yoga for all the special educators. Some psychologist came and said, do you have any proof? Yes, I have proof. This is only one study. Okay. I included that, they removed it. Then Government of India revised the syllabus, they nominated me as the chairperson again. I thought these people may exclude that. I put about 35 hours. Even if they remove 10 hours, we will get the 25 hours. Government of India said, keep 35 hours. All the special educators, those who are working in this country, should go through yoga program and they must appear for an examination. And no one can challenge that. Now the government is much more pro and you cannot change it at all. Next one. Yes. The result. Reduction, social interaction. I cannot say you do yoga, you get social interaction. You do yoga, you get rid of many unwanted behavior and you are included in the society. Right? This is very critical. Drooling, dripping, saliva, dripping. Oh, excellent. The inhale, exhale, if they do, yes, you get the control for the lips, tongue, everything. I assure you that if you could do that, it's a marvelous thing for our children. Thumb sucking, gross motor function, that's marvelous. It's a very good result. Wheezing, some of the children, they get early wheezing, gone. And facial tics also, some children like that, some motor problem, and that also disappear in our sample. Okay. After this, we got many studies. They talk about how breathing helps. In one psychology book they have written, breathing is the gold mine for us. Breathing is a gold mine for us. That's, I was really amazed to see that. All these books they have quoted. Next one. Yeah. This is what is really a pride thing. This is, you cannot read that small letters. When we first released this report, someone came from United States, Kennedy Child Study Center, the director, Peter Hendrickson, he came, sat with our children and saw the teachers teaching and all. They asked how long they are doing. Oh, this batch is doing for the last 6 months. Oh, I am doing it for the last 3 years, I could not do this. So he said, if you help me and I will help you, we present this as a paper in American Psychology Association. They are tough nut to crack, and I am also a licensed psychologist in US, but we presented a paper in 1985. Effect of asana and breathing, everything. I can say this with pride. After that, you see many psychology textbooks, they started using this, because American Psychology Association, they don't take a paper without any evidence-based research. You can see this. I am proud that our asana has gone there, but it is not that much here now. Okay. Then for the 100th year of our Acharya, we made the report as a book, little bit book, but hurriedly prepared, lot of mistakes, very poor quality of paper we used. Now we have to redo this. And wherever I went, many countries, they were using the report as the textbook. We thought we will put it, and for birthday of our Acharya, we read this book. Next one. Yes, and we conducted many workshops for the people without taking any money. For all over India, we thought this message should reach, and yes, I am sitting in the corner. The great neurosurgeon, one Dr. Ramamurthy was here, and he reviewed our book in Hindu, and that of lot of reviews in lot of newspapers, and we got little more popular. That next one. This is just to say, kind of to boost my ego a little bit, to enhance the self-esteem. That's me and Acharya, right? The greatest yoga teacher, knowledge, the theoretical background, see that greatest. And that is the greatest psychologist in this century, Skinner, Professor Skinner. So, I had some classes with him at Harvard, and so I thought I mixed both these things. Whatever you talk about behavior modification or Freud psychoanalytical theory, psychoanalysis, analytical theory, anything, Krishnamacharya will have an answer for that. We were exposed to the modern theories, but he knows. He never studied all those things, but he knows. Later I came to know about that Buddhist Mattasala something. They have written a kind of textbook on psychology, some 200, 300 BC, I believe. They have included all those things. This is the photo. probably you can see this is Menaka Desikachar. Desikachar is there, probably next to me. In any photograph, if you see a dark man, that is me. Always like that. And you are there, and I think this is Kaustubh, and that was the consulate general's wife of the American consulate, and the whole thing in those days when we initiated the project, they were like this. Next one. This I thought I must share you. I took 5 minutes, 2, 3 more minutes. This is a kind of amazing thing you all should know. When Krishnamacharya used to get up early in the morning, 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock like that, someone, the grandchildren, pulled the chair when he was 96 and he fell down and he broke his hip. And promptly Desikachar took him and admitted him in a hospital. I was not in India. After 3 days I came. The moment I came, I contacted Yoga Mandiram as usual, and so father is in the hospital. I didn't have even a bath. I straight went to the hospital. I saw Acharya. He said, it's the first time he is taking some treatment from an allopathic doctor or something. I have not taken any treatment. If I am still here for 3 more days, I will die. They call Desikachar Chinnanna. Tell him to take me away. All of us, we have little reservation to talk to Desikachar. The one person he openly talked me, the next is this Balu sir. Am I right, sir? You talk. Yeah. Oh, that is the rating. That's the rating. So I went and told him. Immediately he was removed from the hospital. He was in the house and his health started deteriorating. Very bad. He is so bed sore, and you can see the fair man's bone very clearly. And but some doctors visited Arjun Das, and they told Desikachar, your father will die in 3 days. So Desikachar came and told me, you like my father, so he may not be alive for next 3 days, only 3 days only he will be alive, you go and see him. I went and saw the Acharya. He opened his eyes and closed it. That's all. I was talking to him, he closed his eyes. Then I went and told this Kalusha madam, because you handle the children. Acharya likes all these children. Why don't you take these children and pay your respect to Acharya and come back? She went with 7 children. He got up, sat and told, yesterday Jeyachandran was here, that is me. He thought I will die. Tell him I will not die. I was sleeping and treating my problem. This is what I got. Desikachar, as a smart man, he went and talked to his father. If the Guru's body falls, he was not keen to use the word dies, falls, what the disciple should do. No, I am yet to teach 3 more asanas to you. Don't worry, I will teach you, then we will think about this. It's the truth. That's why he is Acharya. Then, around 101 that time, when I went one time, I have almost completed my task. You see how he conveyed the news that he is leaving. I have almost completed my task. Then I had a discussion with Desikachar. Father is telling like this, and he also indicated some of the things to me, he said. That's the last few years of Acharya, which I never forget. When he died, in 8th standard or 9th standard, I studied a poetry called Grammarian's Funeral. That's the scholar's funeral. And the song says, the disciples carry the body. He's such a great teacher, we'll bury him on the top of the hill. And they'll be going on talking about his greatness. So when his body was about to take, I came, and there are, in our customs, there are some paid people to carry the body. I told Desikachar, no. Whatever you say, no, I will not allow. Only we students will carry. Great. I become really emotional. And Anantanarayanan, Mukundan, myself, all of us were carrying the body. And that is the end of the great teacher. I am marvelous. Anyhow, this is what I learnt it from some of our scholars. This is, we started with the Rig Veda, we end up with the Upanishad. I am not good in Sanskrit. Balu sir will be able to tell all those things. May through the guidance of the right teacher, I underline the word right teacher, see the truth pervading in the animate and the inanimate in the vast cosmic space. Our children, they say Agandamandalakaram Vyapidamena Saracharam, they do that. I have not studied that. The disabled children can say this very well, very well, and it's marvelous. I always tell, this is one of the masterpieces I like, and there are a lot of explanation to that. Some of you should know this. And why this dancing Shiva? Now a lot of papers emerging from NASA. The figure appears, the cosmos appear like Shiva. You get the Om sound from sun and all those things. But many explanation in one, that outer ring is fire. His hair is fluttering in the air, in the cosmos, standing on the earth. And in the right hand side, he has the drum to produce sound Om, and produced and evolved and created the cosmos. That is why he is called cosmic dancer, and he is the chief of all the Siddhas who taught Yogasana. Thank you very much for giving me more time. Thanks. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. It was really insightful and inspiring. We thank you so much for your lecture here. Sir would be kind enough to take one or two questions.
Oh. No questions. 7:20. Okay, sir. We can do it.
Okay. Thank you so much. I request our chanting teachers to complete the closing chant. Come chant.
कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि। सर्वं श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु।